Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses rallies in Srinagar and Katra in India's north, Jammu and Kashmir. Says no power in the world can bring back Article 370 in J&K. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit United States of America from 21st to 23rd of September. He'll take part in the 4th Quad Leaders Summit in Delaware. Also to address the Summit of the Future of the UNGA in New York. And Lebanon remains on edge after walkie-talkie explosion kills 25. Israeli security services say it thwarted an Iran-backed assassination plot. Israel also launches airstrikes in southern Lebanon. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting the United States of America from September 21st to 23rd. During the visit, Prime Minister Modi will take part in the 4th Quad Leaders Summit in Wilmington, Delaware, to be hosted by US President Joe Biden. Prime Minister Modi will also address the UN Summit of the Future in New York. The theme of the summit is Multilateral Solutions for a Better Tomorrow.
The Quad's constructive agenda continues to develop. We continue to work on development priorities in the Indo-Pacific, in implementing sustainable development goals, delivering public goods, strong focus on peace, prosperity and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Our agenda covers health security, climate change, critical and emerging technologies, HADR infrastructure, connectivity, maritime security and counterterrorism. One of the signature initiatives that will be unveiled on the sidelines, and this one I can speak about a little bit, is the Cancer Moonshot event. And through this milestone initiative, the Quad aims to implement innovative strategies to prevent, detect, treat and alleviate the impact of cancer on patients and their families. And to begin with, we intend to collaborate in reducing the burden of cervical cancer in the Indo-Pacific region.
On the sidelines of the summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be holding bilateral meetings with several world leaders and discuss issues of mutual interest.
On the 22nd, the Prime Minister will have an interaction with the Indian diaspora. This is being organized this time by the community in Long Island in New York. There will be a technology roundtable. It's a roundtable with a number of tech CEOs where opportunity to discuss the tech investment landscape and the opportunities that are available here will be on the table. And there will be separate and several other meetings with CEOs and other stakeholders, and also some bilateral meetings with heads of state and government.
A day after the first phase of the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly elections saw record voter turnout, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the high voter turnout in the first phase shows rejection of parties which support stone pelting and terrorism. Addressing public rallies in Srinagar and Katra, the Indian Prime Minister highlighted that the youth of Jammu and Kashmir have regained confidence in democracy and believe that their votes can drive change, marking a crucial step towards their empowerment. He said people in Kashmir have full faith in Modi's guarantee of a safe and prosperous Jammu and Kashmir.
अब यहाँ का हमारा नौजवान इनको चैलेंज कर रहा है। जिन नौजवानों के इन्होंने आगे नहीं बढ़ने दिया, वही नौजवान इनके खिलाफ मैदान में उतर आए हैं। साथियों, इन 3 खानदानों के राज में जम्मू कश्मीर के नौजवानों ने जो भोगा है, जो तकलीफ सही है, वो अक्सर बाहर नहीं आ पाता। आज वादी का जो नौजवान 20, 25, 30 साल का है, उनमें से कई पढ़ाई लिखाई से महरूम रह गए। ये इसलिए नहीं हुआ कि जम्मू कश्मीर के हमारे नौजवान फेल हुए, बल्कि ये इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि कांग्रेस, एनसी और पीडीपी के 3 खानदान फेल हुए थे।
While in Qatar, Prime Minister Modi asserted that the government will not let Pakistan's agenda be imposed in the Union Territory. He added that no power in the world can bring back Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir is voting for its 90-member assembly in 3 phases. The first phase of voting was held on September 18th, which saw around 61% voter turnout. The other 2 rounds will be held on September 25th and October 1st. Counting of votes will take place on October the 8th.
कांग्रेस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को लेकर जम्मू कश्मीर में भले ही उत्साह न हो, लेकिन पड़ोसी देश इन्हें लेकर बहुत उत्साह में है। यहां तो उनको कोई पूछने वाला नहीं है, लेकिन वहां पूछा जा रहा है। पाकिस्तान में कांग्रेस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के अलायंस की बल्ले बल्ले हो रही है। पाकिस्तान में इनके मैनिफेस्टो, इनके घोषणा पत्र से पाकिस्तान बहुत खुश नजर आ रहा है। पाकिस्तान के डिफेंस मिनिस्टर ने कांग्रेस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का खुलकर समर्थन किया है। पाकिस्तान से उनका कहना है कि आर्टिकल 370 और 35A को लेकर कांग्रेस और एनसी का एजेंडा वही है जो पाकिस्तान का एजेंडा है। ये वहां के मंत्री बोल रहे हैं। यानी कांग्रेस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस की पोल खुद पाकिस्तान ने खोल दी है।
The Bharatiya Janata Party-led India's NDA government completed 100 days in office on Tuesday. Several union ministers are holding press conferences in the national capital to give a report card of their respective ministries. India's Home Minister Amit Shah attended the national conference on the initiatives taken by the Ministry of Cooperation under 100 days, where he said that the government has taken 10 initiatives in these days which will boost the cooperative sector.
मैं मानता हूं कि इस 100 दिन में हमने जो 10 इनिशिएटिव लिए हैं, वो 10 इनिशिएटिव सहकारिता क्षेत्र को परिपूर्ण बनाने में बहुत बड़ा योगदान देंगे। इसमें से 3 आज इसी मंच से अभी एक प्रकार से सार्वजनिक किए हैं। 2 लाख प्राथमिक डेयरी, मत्स्य सहकारी समितियां और पैक्स, ये तीनों का संयुक्त एक उपबंध बनाकर हमने देश भर में भेजा था। देश की सभी राज्य सरकारों ने इसको स्वीकार किया है।
The World Food India 2024 spotlights India's dynamic farm-to-fork supply chains and positioning it as a global sourcing hub for agri-products. The 4-day mega event will see Japan as the partner country, while Vietnam and Iran will participate as focus countries. Anil Thomas reports.
Third edition of the World Food India 2024 got underway at the Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The highly anticipated global event is witnessing participation from over 90 countries. A coffee table book on the food processing journey was also released. One of the focus pillars of the event is minimum waste, maximum value.
Through irradiation units, it's a new technology through which all the perishable items, you can increase the shelf life of those perishable items. So we are trying to incorporate these technologies, and then yes, the basic ideas to provide an ecosystem, where the wastage can be reduced through cold storage, the complete cold chain.
The event promises to be a major convergence of innovation, technology and sustainability in the food processing sector. The 4-day event promises to showcase innovations and opportunities across the entire food value chain.
India itself is a big market, and apart from that we can feed to the world. To feed to the world, there is a competition, another one is quality, and other things like residual other things, best quality, best packing, all such things can be experienced here, and this is a very good thing as far as further to market the brand India.
The reverse buyer-seller meet will see a robust presence of over 1,000 buyers. A high-level CEO roundtable will get the minds to find solutions to the world food processing industry.
This celebration of Indian food heritage here at Bharat Mandapam, in the presence of esteemed dignitaries from around the globe, is a testimony that India stands tall on the food map of the world. Our farmers, the first processors of our household, the house makers, who are the backbone of this processing culture, had contributed immensely.
Japan is partner country for World Food India 2024. In addition, Vietnam and Iran are participating as the focus countries. This year's 4-day event promises to be a landmark occasion, highlighting India's emerging role as a global powerhouse in food processing. Anil Thomas for DD India in New Delhi.
The CEO Roundtable interaction concluded successfully on day 1 of the World Food India 2024. Key government representatives and chief executives from over 70 leading firms in the food processing and related industries attended the roundtable. The roundtable, organized by the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, Government of India, was co-chaired by Piyush Goyal, Minister of Commerce and Industry. They discussed investment prospects, procurement and facilitation of business operations, ease of doing business in the Indian food processing sector. Additionally, the attendees pinpointed shortcomings within the industry's value chain and explored strategies to address them. Pickling is a traditional Indian home and community ritual that includes preserving fruits, vegetables and other food items in a spice, salt and oil combination. This tradition has been part of Indian culture for millennia and continues to be practiced even now. Pickles from all over India were on display at the World Food India 2024. DD India's Anil Thomas takes a sneak look.
World Food India 2024 is special in many ways, but one thing that stands out in this particular summit is this particular kiosk that you see. It's beautiful for the simple reason you've got close to 1,000 pickle varieties from the length and breadth of India. Let's quickly explain how this looks like. This is the map of India. You get to see close to 28 states in our union territories that follow. Let's look at Delhi. It's so small. I'm trying to get Delhi on board. Well, that's the map of Delhi that we're looking at. The place that we bring this program from. This is the variety of pickles that you would see from Delhi. There are many varieties that we're looking at. Let's try and pick something. A raw mango pickle is what we are looking at. This gives you the small scale unit where it is prepared. And this is a wonderful feeling to see pickles from all over India. The entire length and breadth of India is captured in this particular place. Close to 1,000 varieties of pickles of different kinds, and that's what makes this particular kiosk or stall very interesting.
Nice to see it. All different states are competing for the pickles. Number one, the Kerala one is a special one because it's banana. Bananas always give the medicines and curing for all other the heredity disease.
Yes, so many pickles we have seen other than Mizoram products also, but I don't understand how they can do a lot of pickles from many varieties of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Taking national products as a whole, ours is very petty things. But then I feel great to see our products over here, whether it's small or big.
People should consume, and it is woman oriented. No, it is a man, woman, both are taking the pickle as the most. Whatever you take the consumption of food, but there is a plate pickle. Without pickle, there is no good food also.
Well, there is a deep connection between pickles and one's motherland. So people traveling abroad, students traveling abroad, this is a wonderful place to come and take a part of your memories as you leave our motherland. And for people who are also coming to India, enjoying these pickles. With camera person YK Loknath, Anil Thomas for DD India.
Innovations by 31 students were awarded at the 11th national competition organised by the Indian Ministry of Science and Technology in Delhi on Thursday. More than 4,96,000 student entries from across the country, from all the districts, were filtered down to 350 at the state level. All districts and states were represented in the competition, which aims to encourage scientific innovation in school students. India aims to rise to be among the top 5 innovator countries by 2047.
It is a momentous occasion here because we are really celebrating the innovations of a bright young mind, the exceptional talent and innovations that was on display in the last 3 days really gives us the confidence that there is indeed a significant talent and potential that exists in the country.
And today we stand at 40th position, 40. So if you have jumped from 81 position to the 40th position, thanks to several initiatives, starting from Niti Aayog, starting to help through the Atal Innovation Mission, tinkering labs to about 10,000 schools.
India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh addressed the second edition of the Naval Commanders Conference 2024 in New Delhi. He commended the Indian Navy for playing a crucial role in promoting peace and prosperity in the Indian Ocean. He termed the region as valuable and sensitive in view of the economic, geopolitical, trade and security aspects. The Indian Defence Minister lauded the Indian Navy's readiness towards safeguarding the maritime interests of the country, which has resulted in establishing its credibility as the first responder in the region. Still to come on this edition of DD India Live. The United Nations worries on Afghan women's rights under the Taliban's interim government. US Fed announces 50 basis point historic rate cut. Chair Jerome Powell says US economy is in a good place. And Ravichandran Ashwin registers his 6th Test 100 and first against Bangladesh during the first Test match in Chennai.
We need to look at waste as a resource. There are many possibilities and opportunities here, starting from the water that we use to brush our teeth in the morning and the shirt on your back.
We are always proposing a hybrid sort of operation where you're blending in technology where it's useful.
This recycling unit helps us to save 30 to 60% of the drinking water, and we were able to prove that it saved not only water but energy too.
Till now, which was considered as a waste, we are now adding value to it, which is increasing the farmers' income. At the same time, it's a raw material for a different line of production as well.
I rework materials and use them to make carpets and other items. You could say we're recycling the fabrics.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Tanvi Taneja. In a joint press statement, Slovenia's Foreign Affairs Minister Tanja Fajon highlighted concerns over the ongoing restrictions on the rights of women and girls in Afghanistan. Fajon stated that the systematic and comprehensive nature of these restrictions could amount to gender persecution and called for an immediate end to it.
The systematic and comprehensive nature of these restrictions on the exercise of human rights of women and girls may amount to gender persecution and must stop now. We condemn once again the issuance of more than 70 edicts and decrees restricting the enjoyment of the rights of women and girls issued by the Taliban, including the ban on education for women and girls beyond 6th grade, and the codification and expansion of many of these restrictions with the so-called law on promotion of virtue and prevention of vice.
Second wave of explosions from wireless communication devices rocked Lebanon on Wednesday, this time in walkie-talkies, killing 25 people and wounding over 608 others. A source close to Hezbollah said walkie-talkies used by its members blew up in Beirut stronghold, with state media reporting similar blasts in South and East Lebanon. The deadly attacks came a day after the simultaneous explosion of hundreds of paging devices used by Hezbollah killed 12 people, including 2 children, and wounded up to 3,000 others in an unprecedented attack blamed on Israel. While Israeli officials have not commented, security sources claim Israel's spy agency Mossad was behind the attacks. A Hezbollah official described the incident as the group's biggest security breach in history. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said during a visit to an airbase that the nation is at the start of a new phase in the war and that the center of gravity was moving northwards. Meanwhile, Israeli security forces said that they had arrested an Israeli citizen on suspicion of involvement in an Iranian-backed assassination plot targeting prominent people, including the Prime Minister. A statement on Thursday said that the person was a businessman with connections in Turkey and was arrested last month. He had attended at least 2 meetings in Iran to discuss the possibility of assassinating Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, or the head of the Shin Bet Domestic Intelligence Agency. Shin Bet said the latest arrest showed the efforts Iran was making to recruit Israelis to gather intelligence and carry out terrorist missions in Israel, including by using individuals with criminal backgrounds. Mohammed Al Fayed, former owner of luxury department store Harrods, has been accused of raping and sexually abusing some of his former women employees. As per news reports, the documentary Al Fayed, Predator at Harrods, claimed that the billionaire raped 5 women and sexually abused at least 15 others when they worked at the luxury department store. Mohammed Al Fayed died last year aged 94. He had sold Harrods to Qatar's Sovereign Wealth Fund in 2010. The US Federal Reserve cut interest rates on Wednesday for the first time in 4 years, stepping back from its aggressive bid to cool the world's largest economy and reduce inflation. Fed Chair Jerome Powell said that the US economy is in a good place and their decision today was designed to keep it there. He was addressing a press conference after announcing the decisions on Wednesday. Nepal celebrated Constitution Day today with a grand event in Tundikhail, Kathmandu. It was attended by Nepal's President Ramachandra Paudel, Vice President Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and other dignitaries. Helicopters showered flower petals, doves symbolizing peace, and cultural performances marked the celebration. In his address, President Paudel emphasized that Nepal's constitution has united its diverse society and ended discrimination and oppression from a centralized system. He honored the sacrifices of martyrs and political activists who fought for the republic. And in action from the field of cricket, lower order batsman Ravichandran Ashwin slammed a ton to prop up the Indian innings on the first day of the first test in Chennai on Thursday. India were reduced to 144 for 6 at one point after they were put into bat by Bangladesh captain Najmul Hossain Shanto. Ashwin added 195 runs with Ravindra Jadeja to take the hosts to 339 for the loss of 6 wickets at the close of play on day 1. Earlier, Yashasvi Jaiswal also scored 56 runs, but he fell just before tea. So that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on our different social media handles. And for those on the go, you can catch all the latest news and updates on our DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.